Hey, hello everyone. Sorry I'm a few minutes late. Everybody say hello to my father. They can hear you, Dad.
I didn't say anything. I just waved.
He's the one that got me into this mess. So, so I owe him a lot of thanks.
Yeah.
So, been a busy week. Everybody's saying hello. Scott, Miguel, Rebecca, Ryan. So, I'm gonna show you guys some of what we've been doing this week. What's up, Armando, Ramphonic, Gregory? Ah, cool, Gregory. Hey, make sure you hit that notification bell if this is your first time, and it'll give you a notification whenever we go live every Friday, and we do it every Friday at noon Eastern time. So sometimes I'm a few minutes late, like today. But hey, what's up, Nashad? Tim, Tom's on board. What's up, Tom? Tina, um, Thomas. The Facebook group is going. Those guys are crazy. They're a lot of fun, man. I'll tell you. Um, if you guys don't know, we're having a photo contest that Oliver and Ahmad is hooking up. So, guys, join our Facebook Fish Keepers group. It's called Imperial Tropicals Fish Keepers. So, if you want to join that Facebook group, they're doing a photo contest for a $50 promo code. So, Giovanni, cool, man. I'm glad you were able to make it out. I know it was a Wednesday. It was kind of crazy for us, but glad you got on. Ramphonic says he's itching for some rainbows. Leah, what's up, Leah? Doc, Miguel says he ordered a Madoka. Looking forward to its arrival. Cool, man. You'll like it. Madokas are awesome, man. It took us forever to. Took us, I think, 2 years of, starting to work with the fish to finally get them to market. So we're glad that we finally got those going. Tina from Michigan, Long Island, Maurice, Ed, Gregory says, "Dude, you're always grinding at work. Glad I got you today." Yep, you're grinding. I'm grinding. That's the way we do it. So Tina says she loves the group. Joe makes my week. I'm telling you, Joe's a comedian. He's a funny guy. Dr. J says he made an order last night. Can't wait to get them. Cool. Appreciate it. Armando's asking when Blair's will be available. Soon. So we're really at the, almost at the point of breeding those fish that they are ready for us to start selling. I know Joe's got a pond growing up, so they're still just a little bit small, but should be pretty soon. G Bear, anywhere to get a red shoulder around 4 inches. It's tough. I don't have any red shoulders available right now, but I do know that we actually get those from a local guy that breeds those for us, and I messaged him today. I message him every week about them. He says soon, soon. Usually when he brings them in, he'll let some of the big guys go. Most of what he's going to have is going to be probably regular size, like 2 inch, but usually he'll let a few of the bigger stuff that grew up faster loose. So I might be able to get you a 4 inch one when we get those in. James is asking if you're going to get any larger Flavis. The Flavis and Peacocks, no. Probably, I would say 3 inches is going to be the biggest. I do have some Flavis that we bred about a year ago that we grew up, and we were not real happy with the strain. I mean, they're beautiful, but I don't think they look like pure Flavicent. So that's why we brought in this new strain of Flavicent, and we're breeding those, and those look spectacular as far as the proper colors. But we do have some other ones that they look like Flavicent. They just don't have that black line real distinctly on the top. So Will Bonna's on board. All right. So I haven't told all the news yet, Will. So I got an announcement here to make in just a minute. Um, Gregory says he owns a restaurant. Your life looks like heaven to me. Hey, it is. It's a lot of work, but it is a good life. So, and again, I have to thank my father. 1970, he started breeding fish. I know he's looking off in the distance. I don't think he realizes that 36 people are watching you.
I need to leave.
I'm leaving for you. Morning, Craig Heater. All right. So good news, bad news. Let's start with bad. Bad news is we brought in a lot of fish this week that had walking catfish in them. I guess you could say the good news is we brought in a bunch of ponds, but basically, oh yeah, guys, it's Good Friday. We got Jacob's daughter, Elena, and Jackson. Hey, kids, say hello to everyone.
Hey. Hey.
Are y'all happy you don't have school today?
Yeah. Wait, you're filming, right?
I am filming. Everybody's just looking at you saying hello right now.
Real?
For real.
Real, for real?
For real, for real. So tell everybody hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How do you film these videos?
You just put it on your phone and go to YouTube and hit live and it goes live. All right, you kids have fun.
YouTube kids or just YouTube?
This is on YouTube,
YouTube kids?
not YouTube kids. All right, let me take the golf cart out there and I'll show you some of what we've been working on. All right. Yeah, kids are happy they don't have school today, so I get a little noisy with the wind. All right, so guys, it's springtime. We're working on getting these ponds ready for fish. So we took the plastic off about probably 4 weeks ago. Yeah, I'll break it down. So basically, let me flip the camera. All right, so this pond is filling up. This is one that we emptied out this week. All right, and now we're filling it back up. This one is also filling up. So we brought in a black orange lithobates that had just almost, I'd say, 1,000 walking catfish in it. And we only got a small group of fish out of it, and we were hoping for that to, give us 1,000 plus fish. So, the downside is that we don't have many of them. We saved all the females back for breeders, and basically it's going to be longer on that. And that's part of, unfortunately, yeah, the orange black dorsals, aquagod. So unfortunately, that's there's pros and cons to the way we do things. The pros definitely outweigh the cons because we're putting them in a 30,000 plus gallon pond that allows the fish to grow more naturally with lots of live food and just extraordinary benefits. But the downside is, like last year we had a lot of rain, and these walking catfish, I can't remember the Latin name, but we always just called them walking catfish, which is an invasive fish. When these ponds are up at max level, they will get out and actually walk from pond to pond. So when we see them, we try to, get them out of the pond as fast as we can, and before they eat all the fish, because they're very, very aggressive carnivorous fish. And we had 1, 2, 3, 4 ponds that had them. So we think that we got all the ponds that had the catfish in them, but it's just a bummer because the black orange with the baits were hit real heavy. The Madokas that we brought in were hit real heavy. Luckily, this pond, which had our new strain of Red Empress in it, they did better. I mean, we probably got 75, 4-inch fish out of it, so they were looking really nice. So we set them back up as future breeders. But you know, that's one thing that we targeted this week, was trying to hit these ponds that, you know, had walking catfish in them. It's hard to know which ponds have the walking catfish because you know, especially when the plastic was on, it's nearly impossible. But how we tell is basically we will see them hitting the top of the water, especially when we feed, and that's how we find out if the walking catfish are in there. And then also this week we've been doing just a tremendous amount of work around the ponds. I had a skid steer here. You can see it way out in the distance over there. And with that skid steer, we've been able to repair about, I would say, over half of the farm we've been able to repair. So guys, Jack says he lost us, so let me see. Let me know if you hear me. G-Bear, we don't have snakeheads up here where we're at. It's a little bit too cold. Down in Miami they have them. This is a pond that the banks had blew out during the hurricane 2 years ago. So we had to bring in a bunch of dirt and basically build a new road in here. So I was able to do that yesterday. And like I said, I mean, pretty much all these roads have to be widened, because before the roads were not very wide. So you could not drive a golf cart or tractor or anything around them. And now you can see we were able to repair the roads. We still had to bring in quite a bit of dirt to raise them up. So, you know, we still got more work to do, but at least we have a wide path. Miguel's asking about fencing around the ponds. Believe it or not, we used to put a metal, you could call it a fence. It was just about, you know, I would say 24-inch tall piece of tin. But if you look at the wood line way back there in the back, that's like a wetlands area, like a swamp. And that used to be where they would come from. But over the years, that swamp had dried up a few years ago and killed most of the catfish that were in it. So there's no longer walking catfish in there. Now they're actually came in during the hurricane, our main ditch, which eventually became the property. So we think we've got the walking catfish under control. We just, you know, as soon as we see them, we have to target them and get them out of the ponds. They're probably one of the biggest threats that we have as far as invasive fish, that because of the capabilities they have of crawling out of the ponds. And it's typically when it's really wet and the pond levels are really high is when they crawl. As long as, you know, it's not the real wet rainy season, they usually don't move too often. You see where I don't know how that sounded in the mic, but you see where we dug this ditch out, dry, kind of like what we did over here. Sorry guys, I'm gonna head back up to the building where I get out of this wind. Sorry, Grandfather. I'm getting out of this wind. So we actually have a big storm moving in today. So I would say by 3 o'clock this afternoon, we're supposed to be getting a lot of rain. Yeah, it's hurricane type stuff. Tornado warnings, actually. We have tornado warnings today for later this afternoon. So the weather is going to get nasty today. So just trying to get everything buttoned up and put up before the rain gets here this afternoon. They're calling for like 2 inches of rain. So be a pretty good downpour. But I don't mind it. It's springtime, and there's a lot of times during spring that is dry. So we are grateful that we are getting rain, because it helps everything grow, puts more moisture on the ground for all the plants and all the other stuff to grow. This is another project that I was working on with the skid steer. It's not finished yet. I still got to haul in quite a bit of dirt, but yesterday when I started this, there was just a small walking path along the edge of the greenhouse, and I was actually worried about erosion causing some of these vats to drop down. This is the back side of the greenhouse. So I took the skid steer and pushed in a road and brought in quite a bit of dirt, but I still need quite a bit more. And then hopefully it'll be wide enough that I could get in there with the tractor and maintain it. I did get some fish from Israel this week, which is, I have a good friend that breeds high-end koi and goldfish. And he been begging me to buy some of them. So basically, he sent me some samples this week. So I don't know if you guys are into pond fish or not, but we got some big Mirandas. You can see those guys from the top. You can see some nice koi in this one, butterfly koi. And some more nice butterfly koi, a little bit bigger size here. So we got those in this week. And you see Angie and Mike over there working on some orders. This is greenhouse number 6. This is where we breed. On that side over there, we breed a lot of the shrimp and snails. And then over here we got, quite a bit of fish for sale in these 2 rows. See some of the convicts there. You see some of the red hump geophagus. You can see the red on that guy's head right there. 0 obliquidens. Loselli, which is a new South American cichlid central, that we're starting to breed. I'm not 100% sure that it's a fish that we're going to continue to breed. We'll see how they sell. It's similar to a jaguar. It's in the same family, Parachromis. So obviously you know about the jaguar cichlids, how aggressive they are. Mr. B's asking how many gallons these tanks are. They're 200 gallons when they're full. So see the blue Texas right here. Hello from San Francisco. Medina Cichlids is on. Cool. Sounds like we got some new people on this week, so that's pretty cool. I like that. Black angelfish. So as you can see, guys, these tanks are perfect for holding fish. They work out really, really nice. I mean, if there is a downside, it's not very much, but the fact that you have to see the fish from the top. But we get used to doing that. We could tell when the fish are, eating good and looking healthy. And we're in most of these vats on a weekly basis. So Hydro Cognac saying blue Texas are nice. I'll get one if ever my AC gets wiped out. African cichlids. All right, I'm gonna answer some of these questions real quick. The stalker's asking about a silt road for fencing around to keep some of the erosion away. We did talk about it. I'm actually getting pretty good compaction with that skid steer. Like when I go over with a skid steer, that thing weighs like probably around 12,000, 14,000 pounds, and it's doing a good job compacting it. We're not in the rainy season yet. I know we're getting some rain this afternoon, but I'm hoping it's only going to be a short time, and the grass will grow because it is springtime, and we won't have to use any kind of fencing around the edges. But really, we had so much road work to do that there hasn't been any spare time to, do anything extra except widen the road. So we might have a little bit of erosion issues if we get some heavy rains, but I don't think it'll be too bad. James Smith is asking if we have any let me see, Pseudotropheus flavus, and if we have any rainbows, or I'm sorry, rhinos, plecos. Angie just brought over some flavus today that she told me we could start selling. So we will have some flavus. The thing about it is they're only going to be about 2 inches, but the males are already showing like really good color. So I do think we're going to add the flavus up today. I mean, we're still going to watch them for a little while, but I'm hoping that we, could get those up real soon. Gregory, thank you for taking me out of the concrete jungle for a few minutes. Great mental relaxation watching your live video. Keep on trucking, brother. No problem, man. I appreciate you watching and supporting our company. We work really hard at what we do, and we're pretty good at it too. So that's the thing in life. When you could do something for a living that you love, then there's nothing that can stop you. I never get tired of this. There's never a day that I wake up, I'm like, oh man, I got to go to work today. It's more like, man, I can't wait to see what's going on with the fish today. And it's just exciting stuff, so I feel very, very fortunate. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate that. Hydroconiac's talking about the contest. He posted up about it. So you have to read the pinned post on the group page, and it explains to you the rules. Basically, we're taking send Oliver your best picture, one picture of your best fish, and then Oliver is going to post them up on the Facebook group page, and then people are going to vote. The reason they did that was so people wouldn't know whose fish they were, so no chance of favoritism, so I thought that was a good idea. So that should be, and that's for a $50 promo code. Thank you, Mr. Bees. All right. Yes, James, I will have you a flavus for sure. Hey, go ahead and email us about it and say that I talked about it on the live feed, and they could go ahead and put you down for one. Also, guys, if anything that I say on here, if you're like, hey, I want this or that, and I tell you that I have it, make sure you email us, because I'll be honest, right when I end this live feed, I'm probably going to hopefully grab a bite to eat if I have time, and then I'm right back at grinding it out. So I don't really handle the orders and stuff like that. So usually I try to remember to let Rochelle or Jacob know that, hey, they wanted this or that, but I can't remember it all. Joseph's asking if we use solar power to help out with your huge electrical bill. No, unfortunately not. So there was some really good rebates that they had this last year for some solar, and we talked about it, and we actually looked into it, Joseph, but our local power company, which is Lakeland Electric, is they're kind of like the New Jersey Mafia. So they do not like solar. In fact, the solar company, I called 3 different solar companies. What each one of them said is that, oh, you're on Lakeland Electric's power. They actually charge you a much higher peak rate during the day for kilowatts. And when it averages out, instead of maybe like, I don't know, this is say 20 years for it to pay for itself, it takes double the time, because Lakeland Electric doubles the price of your kilowatts that you actually use during peak hour. So no, they're not, unfortunately, they're not very friendly. Tampa Electric, who's not too far away from us, they're very friendly to solar, and they help people out all the time, with rebates and stuff like that, but not Lakeland Electric. Giovanni, Oliver. Joseph knows all about that New Jersey mafia for sure. Uh, yeah, the Stalker game says he gets a $200 water bill. So one thing that we are fortunate about is we don't use city water, so we don't pay per gallon, but we do pay for the electrical use on the well to pump it out of the ground. So that's one thing that we're very fortunate about, because if we were paying, per gallon for the water usage, then it would be, it wouldn't be, we wouldn't be able to do what we do here. So Louis Ochoa, hello from Michigan. Yeah, Dave Mack said the same thing. Lakeland Electric sucks compared to Tico. I agree. All right, I'm gonna scroll down, get some of these. Will Bonner. Hey, so we've been talking about you, Will. So I'm trying to figure out a way to get you one of those black orange without upsetting about 12 other people. So I'm gonna make an announcement on the group page this afternoon, and I'll explain to everybody, I think, a fair way for us to do it. So yeah, Stalker says same thing. Deltona, you'd be broke there pumping water. Mr. B says he's got his own well too. Yeah, it's much better. All right. Ernesto's asking about URUs. We actually got a couple breeding groups set up. No success breeding yet, but they're still a little bit young. But yes, we are working on URU. And one day when I have enough aquariums, I'm going to bring in the URU Fernandez from Colombia. One of my favorite fish all time from South America. Joseph says he's going to see if he can run a wire. Hey, I'm willing to try it if it saves us on power, because definitely it's a big problem. All right. Giovanni says he'd work here if he lived in Lakeland. Hey, we have a lot of hobbyists working for us. Most of the people that work for us, they found us through the hobby because they were passionate about fish. They liked the way that we handle ourselves. They said, man, this company looks like a place that would be a fun place to work, and I get to work with all these cool, rare fish. So that's how most of the people that work here found us, Will Diaz says his Plico has been in transit since Monday. That's not good, Will. I remember the order because I seen the email come through that they were supposed to send it out overnight, and somehow they had it in a regional A box, I think is what the list said, which Rochelle said, oh, it's regional A, that's post office. But there was a mistake on that, and I do apologize for that, because you paid for overnight. I know they did refund you for the difference, but I still don't like that. And I didn't get onto the crew too bad, but I just explained to them that, hey, we can't make mistakes like that. Do I think a bushy nose plico will live from Monday to Friday? I do. I think they'll be fine, but just know that if there's any issues, even after the fish arrives, say like a week later, as long as you're communicating with us, if there's a problem, we're going to give you another bushy nose plico. So, but yeah, they could. I actually had a shipment go to Hawaii last week, and Hawaii is a little bit difficult to ship into, only because it's so far away, and the customer has to have a permit to be able to receive in Hawaii, and we have to have that permit in the box, and they shipped it with USPS overnight express, and it took 5 days to get there, and this was all big peacocks, and luckily it was a regular customer of ours, so we told him just, hey, keep us updated on how they do, and they showed up 5 days later with no problem. So big peacocks will do okay for that long in transit, then I would think the bushy nose would be fine too, So Joseph's asking how big is our staff. Right now we have 12 full-time employees. Candace trying not to lose connection. Yeah, bad weather's coming in for sure. Seeking the Truth says they live in the Caribbean, been keeping fish and breeding since 1979. Says he'd work here in a heartbeat. Hey, it's a lot of fun. I will say this though, we've had a few, all right, that came down here that were just crazy about fish, and and they thought that all you do is get around and hang out around the fish tanks and watch fish all day, and unfortunately that's not. When you start breeding fish, especially at this level, it's a lot of water changes, a lot of work, not a lot of time to sit down. So as long as a person's got that kind of personality that they like to keep moving, then they'll do fine in this type of job. So that's funny. Um, yeah, so Oliver says that we will hire people that are recently divorced because of the MTS syndrome, which, if you guys don't know, is the multiple tank syndrome, which is pretty rampant, especially on that group page, because it's addicting when you start having success keeping fish, and when you start showing the fish more attention than you do the wife, whew, that might not be so good. So, guys, you got to learn how to work it. I'm telling you, first of all, you got to get the wife involved. All right. I know, like, when you go to pick out fish, I see it on a weekly basis here. You know, they come out, they want some nice Africans, peacocks or whatever, and we walk by the electric blue Acara tank, and they're like, the wife's like, oh, I want that fish. She's not a fish keeper, obviously, because they've got a peacock and hat tank. So he looks at me like, hey, what do I do? I'm like, man, you better get her a tank. You better get her own tank, set it up, show her how to do it. If she wants an electric blue car, then you better let her get an electric blue car. But do not try to keep it in with your peacock tanks, because you know, I think that's about the best way to do it, is find out a fish that she likes and help her set it up in a tank. You know, so Jack says fish are cheaper than a wife. Oh, that's true. That's true. I know Rebecca got her husband involved, so it works both ways, guys. Hey, Rebecca was on the group page, and she actually was the fish addict, and now she's got her husband with his own tank, and now he's a fish addict. So that's kind of the way it spreads, you know. And she's with Africans, and he went with American cichlids. So that's how you do it. You got to get them involved. Giovanni says that's why he brought his wife with him. Yeah, Giovanni actually came out. He was celebrating his anniversary with his wife, and that's how he was able to swing by and make a quick visit, you know. Aku God saying check Facebook Messenger after the feed. I'll try. Yeah, Stalker Games is also saying, talking about working down here, the Florida heat. Florida heat in the summer will kick your butt. If you're not used to the heat, it's I love it. I've been in it my whole life, but Dave Mack still got his fish he picked up from us a few years ago. The red tops are breeding like crazy, and the blue lips are the tank bosses. Cool, man. That's the thing, man. That's actually a problem that we actually had, is that our fish live so long in people's tanks that once they buy fish, they might not buy fish again for a few years. You know, they might set up a frontosa tank, and we help them set it up the right way. Well, they might have that front tank for 15 years, you know. So we got to keep bringing new people in, you know, new people. That was our answer to that problem, was, all right, our fish are actually surviving in people's tanks. They're not having to buy new ones constantly. What do? And that's where we said, hey, we've got to make this where we're drawing new people in. And I'll tell you what, guys, the Imperial Tropical Fish Keepers group has been an excellent resource for people that are new to get in there, just like Joseph. You know, if you guys aren't on the page, you need to get in there and look at what all his threads of his talking fish, you know. Hey, that's no problem, Will. I know you're not complaining, man. Will's asking about Sierra. Man, I miss her. There ain't no doubt. She made these live feeds a lot more entertaining than just me. So I don't know. She texted me a few weeks ago, and she said she was gonna try to come by there. Problem is, she works on Fridays, you know, so it had to be on her day off. So, you know, I don't know. I think it'll happen. I think it will. Will, I appreciate that. Says it's the best group out there. Everyone is so supportive. That's one reason we started the page. One of the many reasons, you know, is we wanted a place to send people to get good information without getting yelled at, all right? And this isn't all the groups. I'm just gonna say a few of the big groups. If you posted a picture on the group page and you had electric blue Texas and with your peacocks and haps, they're gonna go nuts on you. Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. And yes, we do not recommend that, but that's not the way to address it. You know what I'm saying? You know, there's a way to address fish compatibility without being coming across as a jerk. So and that's the group page is good about that. Everybody's real friendly. Paul's another one, says he's bought fish in the past and they're all doing well. So like I said, they live. That's the problem when your fish live. David Patton's asking about Tanganikans coming and multipunctatus. Yes, so we're breeding the multipunctatus. Angie pulled some fry this week, and I have a friend that's breeding them that keeps telling me that they're almost ready. So I don't think it'll be very long, and we'll have plenty of multis going around. One of my favorite Synodontus. Raymond says, I'm new and these guys are great. Cool, Raymond. Somebody donated some money. I'm trying to get back up to them. 5 buggers asking if we deliver to Australia. Not at this time, but we just started international shipping. We're shipping into Canada now, and if Canada goes smoothly, then we're going to Europe. If Europe goes smoothly, we're going to Australia, South Africa. We actually get a lot of people from South Africa asking. We get people from all over the world. I mean, I just had somebody from China the other day like, hey, can you ship to us, but not yet, but we're working on it. Jack's asking about showing some South Americans. Yeah, I'll show you some. Let me answer some of these questions and I will show you some South Americans. Phone overheated. G-Bear knew what was going on. Man, Oliver even sent me an email with some advice on how to set up the Wi-Fi without having to go to the wire mesh technology. I actually got the phone right in front of the AC right now, and I haven't even read it, Oliver. I should be ashamed of myself. I've been so crazy busy. I haven't really been able to keep up with my emails, but definitely something I need to do in the future because, like, I was about to show off the South American fish and wasn't able to. So Jim Wan is asking about discus. We do have some that we're going to be selling here pretty soon. If you email us, you might even be able to get some of the discus before they hit the website. So email us. Jack says a donation with the ham. I can't even find the donation. Let me scroll down. Scroll down. Will Bonner, that's who sent it. Dang, Will really wants one of those black orange little baits. Thanks, Will. Hey, I'm gonna make an announcement on the group page. I'll tell you what, guys, I'll make the announcement right after here how we're going to settle this black orange little baits deal, and I will also let you know this, that we're going to be offering a peacock, male peacock, that has never been sold before. Not just by us, but it's a brand new fish to the hobby. So you'll have to check out the Facebook group page to find out more because I only have a few of them available and I'm going to offer them up to the group first. And the way we're going to do it, I'll explain to everyone on the group page, but I'm going to try to make it as fair as I can because I've only got a couple black orange lift baits and I've only got a few of the new fish. So Tom's asking about large ruby reds, Turkish German reds. No on the rubies. They're all out there breeding right now, so we are going to dip into the pond pretty soon to find out what size they are. The next one was the Turkish. We're going to be bringing some bigger ones in soon. When we checked on them a few weeks back, they were still a little bit small, so we wanted to give them a little bit more time to get a little bit more size. And the German Reds, also another one that unfortunately we're out of. Guys, I know we're out of a lot of fish. You're going to have to be patient with us. I'm sorry. I wish I had enough for everyone. And in the future, I feel like I will, but they sell so fast that I can't keep up with them. So We're trying to, now that we're back in the breeding season, growing season, I would expect, because everything that we're breeding now is going to be up to size. So, and also, a few people have been out here. It's been our little secret, and I'm going to keep it a little secret, but we are working on the not enough tank situation because I do not have enough glass at my facility. So we are in the process of fixing that issue. So Will's saying his Turkish is a jerk. Just had to put him in timeout, but gorgeous fish. They can be. They can be. Turkish, OB, Dragon Bloods. Dave Patton's asking about the Grand Losa, Synodontis. Or no, he's responding to somebody asking about it. Says somebody on Aquabid's offering them. So I don't know anybody in the U.S. That's actually breeding them. I think those are either wild caught, most likely, because I haven't heard of any reports of people breeding them. Stalker games. Which fish are you talking about? How many do I feel is the right number to add? I was back all over the place, so I forgot what fish we were talking about. If you're talking about Synodontis, I mean, they always do better in groups, I always like 4 or 5 Synodontis when I add them. Jack says it's windy in the office. Yeah, that's AC. Daniel's asking or saying he was looking at the threadfin rainbows. Love those guys. Might jump on them. How many females do you have? I don't know. I don't keep up with that, but if you email us, they could probably tell you. I do believe we've been offering males and females, but I would expect us to have enough for a good breeding group. So Armando's asking about, did we bring any new rainbow species back from our trip? Yes, we did. They are getting shipped to me next Thursday, along with a bunch of other really cool fish. So not too many Africans, guys. This is mostly be, South American fish and just, miscellaneous fish, a lot of new rainbows, stuff like that. But the guy that I went collecting with has been holding the wild caught rainbows that we collected, and he's shipping them to me next week. And I hope by the time I get them, Hans has got a name for them because these are brand new rainbow fish to the hobby. So I don't know that if he's going to name them after the creek that we collected them in or the village or what, but we will have some new ones. James says he has 2 granulosa synodontis, and they're beautiful. Yeah, I've never kept them. I've seen them before, and they look really cool, but I've actually never kept them. So, all right, guys. Sorry about the phone overheating. Oliver, I will work on reading that email. I know you had some of your tech people that you're friends with give us some recommendations. So I really need a tech guy locally to come in here. I'm just so busy. 5 buggers asking about big peacock bass. None. We will have some small ones available. I'm hoping next week. Azuls, Cabares, and Oscillaris. But very seldom will we ever have big peacock bass ready. Sometimes at the end of summer, the ones that grew really fast will have some 4 to 5 inch, but I try not to sell them over 5 inches just because the stress of shipping, and it's very expensive once they get that big to ship them. So cool, guys. I appreciated it. It's been a fun Friday. Thank you. And 5 buggers says his name's Dave. Cool, Dave. Nice to meet you. Kevin's asking, can anybody order from you guys? Absolutely. That's what we're here for. So visit our website, imperialtropicals.com. Join our Facebook page, and that's what we do. We supply the hobby with premium fish, and we love what we do. So, guys, have a good weekend. I appreciate the socializing with you guys. So we will be back on next Friday, and I will make an agreement on the group page. Guys, on the group page, when I don't get on social media much once I get off work, so just know that I'll post. If I get time, I'll try to comment, but I'm just going to post what the deal is and time frame on when they're going to be available, and you guys are going to have to run with it from there. Okay? Thanks.